Good evening. Nice to see you all. I think most of the people are left, but I think I should be able to do what I can do best. So my topic will be on enhancing business value through organizational change management. We talked about maturity assessment. We talked about change management. I'll be talking about the EPMO plus change management plus P3 and 3, how it can add value to that, etc. I have over 30 years of experience in project program and portfolio management. We're also a P3 and 3 assessor. For over 30 years, we have been doing the P3 and 3 assessment, etc. So, what is this topic about? We're talking about how organizational change management can enhance the maturity of an organization. It also talks about how an EPMO actually benefit an organization. See, we believe in technology alone cannot change an organization. I have seen many companies which throw a lot of money on technology like Primavera, BI, etc. But we believe that change management is essential for the success of an organization. This is something that many people don't know. The point is they throw a lot of money on Primavera or P6 or BI, simply telling, okay, I'll put the tool, then we'll be able to get the results. So we have an equation around that. OO plus NT is EOO, which means old organization plus new technology is expensive old organization. So we throw more money, we think expect results to come, but that is not going to be the case, as I'm going to see from the case study also. So let us look at that. If you see this, a sort of a correlation is there between organizational change management, enhanced PPM maturity, and better business results. Okay, a lot of companies from PwC Consulting and IBM, etc., have seen this, that there is a lot of correlation between these three aspects are always there. So it is important for an organization to look at the change management plus PPM maturity, plus also what needs to be done to enhance the maturity. We know the difference between project, program, and portfolio. Most of the companies are bothered about project management only. But we from our company, we look at the portfolio management, program management, as well as project management. So sort of a top-down as well as bottom-up approach we take to integrate project, program, and portfolio management to see what comes out best for the company as a whole. And so if you look at that, the EPMO, the change management is applicable at the project management level, program management level, and also at the portfolio management. At the project management level, we look at the change request. At the program level, we look at the benefits management, and at the portfolio management, look at the value, how much of value it is going to come at the portfolio that we are looking at that. So there is an integration of project, program, and portfolio. All the three needs to be taken where we look at that. So the change management and EPMO go parallelly along with project management, program management, and portfolio management. This is unique because most of the companies started project management, but we say unless you take into account the program management as well as portfolio management, you are not going to get the full business results. Now, this is another slide which integrates portfolio management, project management, and program management. So as you can see, the portfolio consists of multiple programs and program consists of multiple projects. So we always take a top-down view that there is a strategy. From the strategy delivery come from the portfolio management, and from the portfolio management look at the portfolio delivery and the projects. Now, once the portfolio and the program go live, it feeds back into projects and also the BAU. Now, why this is important? Because most of the companies actually stop at project management, but you will not get the full benefits until you see what? Program management, portfolio management, as well as the project management. So from our company, GRT Consulting, we take a holistic view that you need to look at the portfolio management, program management, as well as project management. So we excel into that. We look into the complete top-down as well as bottom-up strategy as we look into portfolio, program, and project management. So this is sort of a integration, I can say. Project portfolio management has to go hand in hand with governance. We look at the project level cycle, benefits management, organizational change management. Because most of the companies take only one or two lines, but we need to integrate all the 5 aspects to make sure that the company is performing well. This is not understood well. People think, okay, I'll put some tool or maybe I'll do projects better. But that is not the only case. You look at the portfolio management, program governance, as well as the benefits management to get the full benefit of the change. Now, what is change? See, if you look at change, there are three aspects of change that comes into picture: organizational change, team change, and individual change. So the change starts from the individual, goes to the program, and goes to the organization as a whole. So unless these three aspects are integrated, you are not going to get the full picture of that. Okay, some people talk about only individual change, but unless we integrate the organizational change, individual change, and the team change, you are not going to get the results in a big way. So change starts from individual, moves up to the team level, and goes up all the way to the portfolio level. So there is an integration that aspects that take into account from the change management, which is quite important at the organization level. Most of the transformation programs cannot be successful unless it takes into account all the right three aspects. We talked about P3M3 some time back. I'm not going to talk much about that. So there are 7 perspectives we talk about, and there are 3 models. Okay, we talked about portfolio management, we talk about the project management and the program management. Typically, what happens is most of the companies are good in certain things, like management control. They're good into that. They're very good into say risk management, but they are very poor in governance. They're poor in something else, etc. So most of the companies we have seen are good in management control, financial management, and maybe resource management. But they got a very poor maturity score on other models. So unless all the 7 perspectives are taken into account, you are not going to get the full benefit of that. We also talked about the maturity levels. I think some time back there is a maturity assessment thing. So level 0 is aware ignorance. We don't know about the processes, what it stands for, what it looks like. It's just a total ignorance black. Okay, level 1 is some awareness. Okay, that okay, I know something about project management, but more bits and pieces. There is no systematic process around that. And level 2 is called more like a repeatable. It's repeatable for a particular person or repeatable for a particular organization. But level 3 is the sweet spot, in the sense that once you reach a level 3, you have a defined process where the process are all taken, where the things are all stabilizing. So level 3 is a good place, minimum good space need to be there. Once you reach level 3, then it becomes level 4. Okay, level 4 talks about right manage, where you get KPIs, you got metrics, got knowledge management, etc. Converts together to level 4. And level 5 is of course optimized process, where you look at the continuous improvement. So what we are telling is most of the companies we have assessed, they lie between level 2 to level 3. I have done multiple P3M3 assessment in the Middle East, including in UAE and also in multiple other countries. So most of the large organizations we have assessed, they lie between level 2 to level 3. And it is most difficult to move from level 2 to level 3 because we take from individual to the group as a whole. So the change management, the organizational change management is most effective when you move from level 2 to level 3. Now, what happens? If a company is not actually looking at the maturity in a big way, they face a lot of problems. There is a defined cost over budget, there is a cost overruns, time overruns, etc. And they wonder what really happening. Because of poor maturity, this is like an iceberg model. There is some problem, but most of the problems are like hidden. Cost of failures, team frictions, etc. They lie hidden. So P3M3 maturity assessment is not tick box exercise. It's more like what we do as a part of the improvement process as the organization as a whole. Now, let's look at the case letter. This is a small case that we did. The client was a manufacturing sector background, okay, and he was a market leader. Actually, he was a market leader, but due to slippage in marketing, etc., his market share was going through, and was wondering what needs to be done. So they were actually understanding what is the problem, and they need to look at the improvement aspects of that. Cool. The client took multiple initiatives to increase the market share, including the IT. So they look at agile processes, how to improve the agile process also will come to picture when we look at the improvement processes. So these are the multiple problems: increase market share, reduce time to market, decrease expenses, provide better support, enhance customer responsiveness. So if you look at that, these are all conflicting objectives, right? You cannot get all of them. One you can get at the expense of another only. So these are the conflicting objectives that the client needs to get. And this is the problem that we faced as a consultant when we move to the client. Clients, I need all. I need all. I need to take care of all these things. That is the thing that come to picture. So how did we do that? We first understood the pain areas, what are the problems areas to the client. That is the first part that we did that. We also said what is the target operating model, what they are in, where they need to move to, and look at the roadmap, implementation roadmap from as is to 2B, and also look at the organizational change management and setting up of an EPMO was also an important aspect of that. So we look at a sort of a congruence of the model, organizational change management, project portfolio maturity management, as well as EPMO to look at the solution right aspect of it. So, how do we do that? There are multiple aspects we look at that. First thing is the org structure. This org structure is a PPM org structure, telling that what is the PPM org structure, decentralized or centralized, what type of models we use, waterfall model or agile model, or what type of models we use. We talked about that. We also look at the multiple other things. Customer centricity and culture is another aspect we look at that. Processes, portfolio prioritization, we look at the program and project processes, resource capability enhancement is another thing we look at that. We will also look at the knowledge and information network, what type of knowledge databases we look at, and what type of information databases. And more important, we look at the culture. What is the culture aspect of the client we look at? Because culture defines everything. Because I know many companies are very good in technology, but because of poor culture, they follow that. We also look at the technology, Primavera plus P6 plus BI, etc. How to improve the dashboards, etc. We looked at it. So if you see this is more like a holistic solution that cuts across all this. We didn't focus only on technology. We look at the people, we look at the process dimension, we look at the technology, we look at the information flow. All the flow are implemented together to get the thing. So, if you look at the change management, there is a change sponsor and there is a change person who are around that. Typically, the head of the organization is the change sponsor. There are change champions, the LOB heads or the BAU heads or the change sponsors around that. We look at the middle management, change targets, and change agents who actually run through the entire thing. What I'm telling is you cannot have a single level for change. Multiple people need to bring together as a part of the change process. So we had multiple models, right? For instance, we had at the senior management, what are the critical success factors for the business? At the middle management, what are the current pain areas? And at the SBU, strategic business unit head, we look at the SBU business goals, what they are needed to go from the SBU business, we look at that. So by combination of all these things, we are able to cover the top management, middle management, as well as the senior management to see how they are going about that. This is important because many companies will look at only the end users or maybe the top management. But in my own experience, unless you look at the top management, middle management, and below management, you are not able to get the full spectrum. I very briefly talk about the model called William Bridges model that we use for the change management. This is a very well-known model. Those who are in the change management know about that. There are three zones in the William Bridges model. First is ending, next is neutral zone, and the new beginning. Ending means ending of the old, that you need to go away from the past. Neutral zone is you're neither here nor there, but you need to move towards that. The commitment is not fully there, but at the new beginning, the commitment is there. Okay, I'm going to move to the new one. So this is the three areas any person moves through as they move through the change. Because it's not possible that you are always from as used to be in a single zone. Typically, it can take months from ending to the new beginning. It can take multiple months as the company moves from the ending to the new beginning. What is the purpose? What are the messages the leadership gives? During the ending, for that matter, allow people to grieve because they're losing something. There will always be winners, there will always be losers. Who is losing what? Who is winning what? The messages need to be very clearly told. Okay, but very clearly set a deadline that after some time, the legacy systems are no longer going to be operational. We are going to move to a new system. So give accurate information on what is changing, what is not changing. Neutral zone is the place of the people that people are neither here nor there, but they're willing to experiment. A lot of trial and error can happen during the right neutral zone. And finally, we move to the new beginnings. There is a purpose, there is a plan, and there is a thing behind that. So people embrace change. So this is the step-by-step plan we create as we move from the ending to the new beginnings. We created multiple teams. The top one is from the top management, propagated the benefits of change to the stakeholders, gave unstinted support, and whosoever is blocking the change, they were all removed or sidestepped. The middle management, they also interpreted the change in their own business language, and we created a lot of change teams. If you look at change teams, they're not a formal type of organization, but they move through to create change frictionlessly so that they can actually operate in a very nice mode. So all the three teams operated together as a part of the change management. How to do that? Typically, as you said, this organization was moving from level 2 to level 3. So it took anywhere between 12 to 14 months to move from as is to be changed. You cannot expect to convert all the 100% of the people in day one. So we had early starters, maybe 20%. They were early movers. So we used them as our flag bearers to move the change from as is to be. And we also look at early stakeholders influence the later one, and deployment of change agents at all the levels also facilitated change. What are the success stories? Typically, initially there is a lot of resistance, but the company was able to move from as is to be state. So they were able to get a lot of market share, and they were able to streamline their processes, streamline their technology, and streamline what needs to be done. There are a lot of frictions about, but then it enables the company to move very quickly, seamlessly from target operating model from as is to be in a big way. That enables the company to get more revenue share and do that. So the point is, we could not have achieved only through, let us take PMO. There is an EPMO, there is a process improvement, and there are also sort of the change management. All the three converge together to move from right as used to be the prediction conditions. Well, that's what briefly. This is I'm available here in this thing, and I've written a book called Improving Business Performance. More case studies are available here on change management. It is published by CRC Press in USA. It is one of the PMA bestsellers. So I am contactable in these numbers. So you can contact me for anything on your requirements on change management, organizational change, or P3M3 assessment. Thank you.
Thank you for delivering this. Thank you for delivering this outstanding speech. And on behalf of PMI, KSA, and all of the attendees, we would like to present this trophy for you. Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Thank you, Mr. Ramani.
Thank you.